My name's Allan Madan. I'm a chartered accountant in the Mississauga and Toronto regions of Ontario, Canada. The topic of today's video is HST and how it impacts business owners in the province of Ontario. If you're a business owner, it's really important that you watch because HST came into effect on July 1st, 2010 and will certainly impact your business. What is HST? HST is the harmonized sales tax, which is levied at a rate of 13% on the sale of goods and services. Prior to HST, there were two types of taxes that were levied in Ontario. One was the federal GST, goods and services tax, at a rate of 5%, and the other was the Ontario PST, provincial sales tax, at a rate of 8%. GST applied to both goods and services, while PST applied mostly to goods and a few select services. Why did the government introduce HST in the first place? Well, the reason the government introduced HST is to streamline the two taxes, so instead of having to pay 5% and 8%, it's simply easier to pay one tax of 13%. But more importantly, HST eliminates hidden taxes. As a business owner under the old tax regime, you would pay PST on many purchases and expenses. That PST of 8% was non-recoverable to you as a business owner and therefore decreased your margins and increased your overall expenses. With HST being paid on purchases and expenses, you can recover that HST paid. Let me explain. Input tax credits are HST paid on purchases, and input tax credits are fully refundable when you file your HST return. HST returns are either filed quarterly or annually depending on your sales volume. So you see, by eliminating PST, which was a non-recoverable tax, and implementing HST, which is a recoverable tax for business owners, your margins have now increased and your profitability has increased. In addition, it makes Ontario a more competitive province because many other provinces in Canada already had HST. So the federal and Ontario governments wanted to catch up and make Ontario as competitive as it could be, which benefits businesses. The one other major advantage of HST comes in the form of HST rebates that are being sent out by the Ontario government to compensate business owners to having to streamline their business processes to account for the new tax. So if you're a small business owner and you have sales of less than $2 million, you will receive a check of up to $1,000. I got my check. If you haven't got yours yet, I encourage you to call the Canada Revenue Agency as soon as possible. The one downside that I'd like to talk about, it seems like I've only been talking about the benefits of HST. Well, the downside is that HST is applicable on services, and with the old tax regime, PST was applicable mostly on goods and really not so much on services. So those businesses that are service businesses now have to charge 13% HST as opposed to the 5% GST. That's an increase of 8% on your end customer. If it's a business owner who is your end customer, they probably won't care as much because they're going to get the HST back anyways when they file their HST return, input tax credits. However, if your end customer is a consumer, they can't recover the HST and they'll certainly be upset about the 8% increase. So it could negatively impact your sales. If you found this video useful, I encourage you to visit my website, which is shown at the bottom of this video, http://madanca.com, and at the end of this video, you'll see a link for my report on 20 free tax secrets on how to beat the tax man. I encourage you to get that report. It's going to help you a lot. So go ahead, get access to my website, get access to my free report, and save yourself a ton in taxes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.